Merle wagged his tail, thump, thump, thumping against his dog bed. It was morning. He loved mornings. Mornings meant walks. The sun was just peeking through the curtains, casting a warm glow in the room. Merle could feel the excitement bubbling up inside him. Today was going to be special.
Good morning, sleepyhead. Did you sleep well?
It was Madison, Merle's favorite person in the whole wide world. Madison always knew how to make Merle's day brighter. With a gentle touch and a kind word, Madison made every morning feel like a celebration. Madison scratched Merle behind the ears. He loved ear scratches. They were his absolute favorite. It was their special morning routine, a moment of pure joy and connection.
Ready for a fun day at the park? We've got so many adventures ahead.
Merle barked happily. His tail wagged even faster if that was possible. The park was his favorite place, full of new smells, friendly faces, and endless space to run. He knew just the park. Kelly Point Park was a paradise for dogs like him. The thought of chasing squirrels and playing fetch made his heart race. Kelly Point Park! Here we come! The day was just beginning, and Merle couldn't wait to explore every inch of it. With Madison by his side, he knew it was going to be the best day ever. Merle loved car rides. Every time he heard the jingle of car keys, his ears would perk up and his tail would start wagging uncontrollably. The anticipation of a new adventure was almost too much for him to bear. He sat in the back seat, his head out the window, feeling the rush of the wind against his face. The world outside was a blur of colors and scents, each one more exciting than the last. His tongue flapping in the wind, Merle felt like he was flying. The freedom of the open road was exhilarating, and he couldn't get enough of it. The car smelled like sunshine and old adventures. Each scent told a story of past journeys, of places visited and memories made. It was a comforting aroma that made Merle feel at home. Merle sniffed the air excitedly. The fresh breeze carried hints of grass, water, and the unmistakable scent of other dogs. It was a sensory overload that made his heart race with excitement. Today was going to be a good day. He could feel it in his bones. The promise of new experiences and the thrill of the unknown filled him with joy. Soon they arrived at the park. The familiar sights and sounds greeted them as they pulled into the parking lot. Merle could hardly contain his excitement. Merle could smell the river, the grass, and the earthy scent of the trees. Each smell was a new adventure waiting to be explored, and something even better, other dogs. The park was filled with the sounds of barking and playful growls. Merle's tail wagged furiously at the prospect of making new friends. Merle wagged his tail so hard his whole body wiggled. The sheer joy of being surrounded by other dogs was almost too much to handle. He was ready to play. The park was his playground, and he was eager to explore every inch of it. Today was going to be an adventure to remember. Merle jumped out of the car and strained at his leash. He couldn't wait to greet his friends.
Cosmo Griffin!
Merle barked happily. Cosmo, a fluffy white cloud of a dog, bounded towards him. Griffin, a playful brown dog, followed close behind. The three dogs sniffed noses and wagged their tails. It was time to play. The park was a whirlwind of activity. Everywhere you looked, there were dogs of all shapes and sizes, running, jumping, and playing with their owners. The air was filled with the joyful barks and laughter of people enjoying a beautiful sunny day.
I chased squirrels, splashed in puddles, and rolled in the grass. The thrill of the chase made my heart race, and the cool water from the puddles was refreshing on my paws. Rolling in the grass felt like a soft green blanket wrapping around me. I loved the feeling of the sun on my fur. It's like a warm hug from the sky, making me feel cozy and content. The sunlight makes my fur glisten, and I feel like the happiest dog in the world.
Cosmo and Griffin joined in the fun. They were my best friends, and together we made the park our playground. We explored every corner, sniffed every tree, and made new friends along the way.
We played fetch, ran in circles, and tumbled over each other in a flurry of barks and playful nips. The game of fetch was our favorite, and we could play it for hours. Running in circles made us dizzy, but it was so much fun.
It was so much fun. The energy in the park was contagious, and we couldn't stop wagging our tails. Every moment was filled with excitement and joy.
Merle was in doggy heaven. He ran with a joyful expression, his tongue hanging out and his tail wagging furiously. The freedom to run and play in such a beautiful place was everything he had ever dreamed of. He couldn't imagine a more perfect day. The sun was shining, the grass was green, and the park was filled with friends. It was a day to remember, a day of pure, unadulterated fun in the sun. As the sun began to set, Merle felt a happy kind of tired. He had run and played until he could barely wag his tail.
I snuggled up to Madison on a park bench, enjoying the last rays of sunshine.
I scratched behind his ears and fed him treats.
I sighed contentedly. It was the perfect end to a perfect day.
That night, Merle dreamt of chasing squirrels and playing fetch with his friends. He slept soundly, his body curled up in a cozy ball.
When morning came, I woke up feeling refreshed and ready for new adventures. I knew that no matter what the day brought, it would be filled with love, laughter, and maybe even a trip to Kelly Point Park.